What's up everyone, John from Beyond ARTV. Today we're going to be talking about bands and artists that release so many songs ahead of the album's actual release and why I find that to be so problematic. This video was actually requested on Twitter by one of my viewers named Corey. Thank you for the video idea and suggestion there, Corey. I've been wanting to talk about this for a while, but this definitely gave me the push that I needed. Make sure you're following me on Twitter, and of course I am updating things like this, but I also give out other opinions that I don't talk about on this channel or even my main channel ARTV. The album cycle as a whole has changed so much in the past 10 years. 10 years ago in 2008, a band might have announced a release about 3 months before the album was due out. Say it's coming out in June, they announce it in March, maybe they drop that lead single along with the album announcement, and then maybe right before or maybe a few weeks before the album actually comes out, they drop a second single just to continue building some hype, or maybe if the first single was successful enough, they just rode the success of that and then actually released the second single after the album was out. That was the traditional way of doing things, and I was more than okay with that because it gave us a taste of the record, what was to come, but in the past 10 years, over the course of a decade, we've gotten impatient. Why is this? Obviously because the internet, just like Childish Gambino said. Because the internet, we have access to everything at our fingertips, and we want more, now. And record labels and just, I suppose, artists in general want to give fans a taste because they're constantly being berated on Twitter saying, give us more. And the label's like, all right, well, I guess we're just going to release 5 out of 10 songs before the album even drops. And for me, why I find that to be such a problem is because it spoils the entire point of an album. In the past, the album was an experience. It was an immersion. It was something that you could sink into and you could lose yourself in the music and just the vibe in general because albums often did kind of flow between each other. There was a connectivity between the songs. And nowadays, it's more just a collection of singles a lot of times. Or if it's even not like that, a lot of artists that are more prolific and have more of a tendency to, I guess, release concept type projects, even they're putting out so many songs before the album actually releases. It's not just pop artists, it's rap, it's electronic, it's rock music, it's bands that I love doing this. And my personal rule of thumb the majority of time, unless it's something that I know that I'm not going to care about, for example, the last 30 Seconds to Mars record, they dropped the 3rd single, and I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna go listen to this anyways. But normally, I limit myself to just 2 singles before the album comes out. Generally, I only review 1 single if I'm going to do a track review, a song review, or what have you on this channel. But sometimes, if it's like a well-known artist and a lot of people are asking for it, or I know a lot of people would watch it, I'll go ahead and review the 2nd single as well. But I always try to limit myself to just 2 singles, especially on projects that I really care about, because I don't want to spoil the album for myself. This is something that I've been preaching for years now, but I'd love to pass it on to anybody watching this video today. Think about this. If you've heard 5 out of, say, 12 songs, or 6 out of 12, or if they've played some live, and you're just hearing at least probably half of the album before its release, is there really anything special about sitting down and connecting with the album when it comes out on its release date? For me, I don't find that to be so special because if I've heard 5 songs, then it's just like, oh, well, I could skip over this one or that one. Think to Death of a Bachelor by Panic at the Disco. All those tracks came out in advance. They released Hallelujah like 8 months before the album Death of a Bachelor even came out, and no hate to Panic at the Disco for this because I feel like it's more like their label and Crush management that manages them. I just feel like it's kind of a misstep because you're directing people to just listen to these songs and then once the album's out, maybe they're sick to death of the other 5 songs, so they're just kind of skipping around and it doesn't really suck them into the album experience. You could argue that it's just old John running and gunning, fighting for the old ways, wanting it to be 2002 again, and in reality, I'm just arguing for the sake of the art form of the album. It's an expression and it's an extension of the artist and the band, really. It's part of their personality, and to see so much of it ahead of time, it just kind of takes you out of the experience in a way. Even if you don't realize that it's happening to you, it does. Think back to an album that you heard maybe 5 songs of before you actually heard the rest of the record. Say it was an 11-song project and you heard 5 of those. when you actually sat down to listen to the album, did it feel special? Or did it just feel like you were getting to open more and more presents before actual Christmas Day? You know, like when your parents would maybe let you open up like one present on like Christmas Eve, or even at midnight before Christmas morning actually hit. They're actually just handing out gifts like it's candy, and they're just giving them away. You get one, everybody gets one. Everybody's sitting down and just getting gifts like crazy because they're handing out all these songs. When in reality, I think that that's how you make a spoiled child. You give it to them once, and then they're gonna demand it every single time. And that's what's happening now. People get so impatient, and now these bands are just forced to fork over all these songs. And in reality, I'm on the other side screaming, please, can we stop this? Or can we at least try to push back a little bit here? What do I think the ideal scenario is? I would like to see 2 singles maximum for me personally, but I can understand 3. I think 3 should absolutely be the cutoff, as no more are truly needed to give context to the record. If it's something that's wildly diverse, and you're trying to give maybe an eclectic feel just to show that the album has a wide-ranging feel of events that are going to transpire, then sure, put out 3 singles. I'll probably only listen to 2 personally, but other people are gonna eat them up, you know, listen to them, preview the album, whatever they're gonna do. But I think that 2 singles is a great place to really stop yourself at personally. Try this with your next record that you're really anticipating. See if it helps you enjoy it even more. I always urge not just my listeners, but record labels and artists in general to protect their integrity in the sense that don't just pour out all of your hard work and just give people previews when they're just gonna pick it off like cherries. Make them really experience the album and just hold back a little bit. Don't just continuously push things out into the world, especially if you're just doing it for the sake of doing it and to appease people saying, oh, release more songs over on Twitter or Facebook or whatever the kids are talking about stuff on these days. Musically, I hope everyone enjoyed hearing my thoughts on this today. That's just my take on it, but I do hope that you will challenge yourself and just try to listen to 2 songs from your next upcoming project that you're really, really enjoying. That album that you just can't wait for. Wait a little bit longer. Trust me, it'll be more special. Please hit the like button on this video and subscribe to the channel. Ring that bell so you get notifications when I upload. Don't miss out on a couple of other recent videos that I made on Beyond ARTV right over here. And connect with me on social media, especially Twitter. That's where I took requests for these type of videos that I'm going to be doing over the next couple of weeks. It's linked down below. Other than that, I'll see you soon right here on this channel.